Imagine for a moment that a space transforms simply by your presence, not due to your words or actions, but owing to an unseen force that is nonetheless unmistakable, a quality that draws the gaze of unfamiliar individuals, though they can't quite articulate the reason, causing young ones to drift in your direction even amidst a throng, and prompting creatures to pause, observing you with unusual focus. What if I suggested that you've always brushed aside these occurrences, attributing them to mere chance? Yet they are not. They never have been. Our exploration now commences. You see, a phenomenon exists that science is still striving to comprehend, but which every ancient civilization grasped instinctively. The ancient Greeks referred to it as charisma, a term directly translating to divine endowment. Among Hindus, it is known as tejas, signifying an intrinsic brilliance that cannot be concealed. Mystical traditions identify it as your aura. Regardless of the label we assign, we are referring to this identical essence, this unseen energetic field that envelops you, reaching beyond your physical form to influence all things and all beings in your vicinity. And here lies a truth seldom spoken. The energetic fields surrounding us are not all uniform. For many, their life force may feel dispersed, somewhat muted, or less consciously perceived. Their subtle energy field might appear to waver, much like a flame buffeted by a gentle breeze. Yet, a different kind of individual exists. Perhaps you recognize yourself among them. These are individuals whose energetic presence is so robust, so intensely focused, that it subtly reshapes the very fabric of their surroundings. How then might one discern if they possess such an extraordinary quality? The journey of discovery often starts with an intuition you likely experienced in your youth, yet gradually suppressed. It is the initial insight, a sense of dwelling within a space distinct from the common. Can you recall entering a crowded setting and perceiving yourself as intrinsically distinct from others present? Not in a way that implies superiority or inferiority, simply a core divergence. As if everyone else was engaged in one particular pursuit, while your own engagement was of an entirely different nature. You offered smiles. You shared laughter at appropriate times. You uttered the expected words. However, deep within resided an undeniable understanding, a silent recognition that your observation of existence occurred from a unique vibrational plane. This phenomenon is not to be confused with social apprehension, nor is it simply a trait of introverted personality. Rather, it stands as the initial indication of a remarkably potent energetic field. The capacity to inhabit several planes of perception all at once. Observe how the majority of individuals are entirely immersed in the material realm. Their perception is confined to the present moment. What meal to have, what attire to choose, or the opinions others hold of them. However, for those possessing potent energetic fields, you reside within the interstitial space separating different realms. One aspect of your being is grounded in the tangible, while another reaches into something far more profound. You discern subtle energies that remain imperceptible to others who are unaware of their very presence. Consider this for a moment. How often have you sensed an event unfolding before it actually transpired? Not through some magnificent visionary insight, but in minor, everyday occurrences. The telephone chimes, and you already recognize the caller. You ponder an individual, and within minutes, they reach out to you. You enter a space, and instinctively detect dishonesty, even when those around you appear completely deceived. These aren't mere chance occurrences. This is your own energetic field perceiving the delicate currents that link all forms of life. While others focus on the spoken word, you are interpreting the unspoken quiet that lies beneath. While others might observe the obvious, you discern what lies beneath. Yet, this unique capability often carries its own burden, doesn't it? The profound impact of your heightened awareness. For when your energetic field is so delicate, so potent, you don't solely experience your personal feelings. You sense the entire spectrum. Each sorrow present in a space registers as a faint murmur within your being. Every moment of happiness manifests as a gentle stirring deep inside. Navigating a throng of people leaves you utterly drained upon your return, not due to physical exertion, but from absorbing countless, distinct energetic imprints. This leads us to consider something even more profound, a concept that could illuminate why you've consistently perceived yourself as distinct. This is known as the second realization, the phenomenon of the catalyst effect. It is at this juncture that our exploration becomes truly captivating. Should what I'm about to share connect with your own journey, I would be grateful to learn of your insights in the comments section, as this is a pattern I've observed in nearly everyone possessing a genuinely strong aura, yet it's a subject seldom openly discussed. Individuals often transform in your vicinity, not as a result of any conscious effort on your part to alter them. It might even seem you're doing absolutely nothing significant. Yet, your mere presence somehow acts as a powerful catalyst. Long-time friends suddenly begin to re-evaluate their life paths after sharing a coffee with you. Even unfamiliar individuals in elevators feel compelled to share their innermost secrets. Individuals you've only recently encountered often voice sentiments such as, "I'm not sure why I'm telling you this," or "I've never spoken of this to anyone else before." It is almost as if your distinctive aura crafts a sacred space, inviting people to feel secure in their authentic selves. Nonetheless, here lies an important consideration. This profound openness isn't always a comfortable sensation for them. Because the strength of your energetic field is so potent, it naturally challenges anything that is inauthentic, anything not truly aligned with veracity. And at times, individuals are simply not prepared for such a profound level of authenticity. This explains why you might observe a consistent pattern within your personal connections. People either develop a deep affection for you or experience an inexplicable discomfort in your presence. A moderate or neutral stance is rarely encountered. Your unique aura does not permit superficial bonds. It consistently calls for depth, honesty, and personal transformation. Reflect on your past connections. How many individuals have conveyed to you that their lives shifted after meeting you? How frequently have others remarked that your arrival occurred at precisely the opportune moment? Yet, how many have also distanced themselves because your intensity, not an emotional fervor, but a vibrant, energetic presence, proved too overwhelming for them to manage? There's no reason to feel disheartened by this. This simply describes the essence of a potent aura. You are not destined to be bland or indifferent. You are not meant to be effortlessly comprehended. You are intended to be a catalyst for change, whether others are prepared for its influence or not. Now, let us turn to the third insight, the intricate tapestry of synchronicity The reach of your aura, however, extends far beyond human interactions alone. This is where we delve into a realm that might seem implausible to some. Yet if you possess a powerful aura, you will have observed this throughout your entire existence. The very fabric of reality appears to gently reshape itself around you. I'm not speaking of mere fantastical notions or the act of wishing things into being. Rather, I'm referring to something far more understated, yet considerably more impactful. The cosmos appears to guide you precisely to your destined place, at the exact moment you're meant to arrive. You bypass your regular conveyance. Then, on the subsequent one, you encounter someone who reshapes your existence. You idly select a book from a shelf, and within its pages lies the precise wisdom you've sought. A sudden intuition prompts you to choose an alternate path homeward, thus averting a potential mishap. These occurrences are not supernatural. Rather, they are your personal energetic field engaging with the vast quantum fabric of possibilities. When your internal vibration is sufficiently potent, it generates subtle disturbances within the very structure of reality. Researchers are only now commencing to grasp this phenomenon through the lens of quantum mechanics. Specifically, how awareness influences matter and how observation alters potential outcomes. Yet, you have been embodying this profound truth throughout the entirety of your life's journey. Perhaps you've been overlooking these occurrences as mere chance, or have you begun to perceive a deeper design? Should these thoughts prompt you to recall similar curious instances in your own existence, consider subscribing to this channel as we delve further into these profound enigmas. And I wish for you to join us on this path of discovering your true essence. We now turn to the fourth realization, the phenomenon of energy siphoning. This next insight may be somewhat challenging to absorb, yet it is essential knowledge for anyone possessing a vibrant energetic field. You become a focal point, not in a menacing sense, but rather energetically. Observe how, akin to moths seeking a light, individuals whose energy reserves are low are subconsciously pulled toward those radiating potent auric energy. Their intentions are not malicious. Indeed, most remain unaware of their own actions. However, they perceive your inner luminescence and desire to absorb its warmth. You're likely familiar with such individuals. Following an encounter with them, you often feel utterly depleted. It's not the weariness of physical exertion, but rather an profound sense of emptiness, as if your vital essence has been quietly siphoned away. They could indeed be perfectly pleasant individuals. They might even be cherished loved ones. Yet, on an energetic level, they often draw from your auric field, much like vampires, simply because they haven't learned to cultivate their own inner power. This explains why you may find yourself needing more solitude than others. It's not a matter of being antisocial. Instead, your aura requires its own space to replenish, to realign with its natural rhythm, away from the continuous influence of other energy fields. But here's where the deeper insight lies. Have you ever observed that when you feel exceptionally strong, profoundly aligned, these energetic trains find themselves unable to approach? They might even appear to be actively pushed away. They might unexpectedly cancel arrangements or become mysteriously occupied. This is no mere coincidence. It is your aura instinctively safeguarding itself when operating at its peak strength. This marks the fifth recognition, the ancient memory. And with it, we uncover perhaps the most profound sign of all, an essence that transcends our current life, extending past this material realm. Should your energetic field be exceptionally strong, you hold within you what I refer to as ancestral recollection. These are not recollections of happenings, but rather echoes of understanding, insights of profound wisdom. You possess an innate grasp of concepts you've never formally examined. You perceive truths without having been taught them. On occasion, when a spiritual idea is presented to you for the very first time, your experience isn't one of acquiring new information, but rather of recalling it. It's as if someone has simply voiced an awareness that has always resided within you, though previously without expression. Such potent energetic fields are frequently characteristic of ancient spirits, entities who have journeyed across numerous existences, accumulating profound insights, honing their energetic essence, and preparing for an undisclosed purpose. The nature of that purpose is a revelation only you can uncover. Yet, your presence here, absorbing these words and sensing that deep recognition awakening within your core, is not a mere coincidence. You are in the process of recollecting your true essence, including the unseen aspects. But allow me to share something candidly with you, a topic that many spiritual guides tend to avoid. Possessing a profound energetic presence brings more than just light and affection. It also arrives with its own shadows, with difficulties that can feel immense unless you truly grasp their nature. The solitude at times can feel deeply burdensome, can't it? When you perceive so much, feel so deeply, and understand so profoundly, yet you cannot convey these truths because most individuals aren't yet prepared to absorb them. When you must soften your own radiance merely to blend in, to ensure the comfort of those around you, when you find yourself needing to feign ignorance of what you clearly perceive and what you inherently understand, the sheer volume of others' feelings can feel akin to being submerged. Navigating a bustling public space like a shopping center can sometimes resemble traversing a field charged with clashing energies. Even intimate family gatherings might demand several days for recovery, not from the weariness of interaction, but from an overwhelming surge of energy. And perhaps the most profound struggle of all is the presence of self-doubt, because the world around us often fails to acknowledge the reality of your experiences, and scientific understanding has yet to fully account for it. And sometimes, during your most vulnerable hours, you may question whether these perceptions are merely creations of your own mind. If you find yourself feeling peculiar, damaged, or perhaps too receptive, understand this. You are not broken. You are not oversensitive. You are precisely as potent as you were designed to be. The true endeavor is not to diminish your being. Instead, it is to learn to steward your unique capabilities, to shield your vitality, and to deploy your power with discernment. This is the underlying truth. For what is unfolding on a grand cosmic scale is deeply significant. I urge you to listen with an open mind. We inhabit an era of profound transformation. Mystical traditions speak of the shift from Pisces to Aquarius. Scientific observations highlight conscious evolution accelerating. Regardless of your perspective, the core truth persists. Humanity is awakening. The boundary between material and spiritual dimensions thins considerably. For those with potent energetic fields, you are more than mere observers of this shift. You are active conduits of its unfolding. Your energetic field is not potent solely for your personal gain. Its strength arises from the vital role you are called to fulfill in the collective emergence of awareness. Each interaction you share, every environment you step into, every deliberate thought you form, all of these send subtle waves across the shared fabric of awareness. This inherent interconnectedness is precisely why you've consistently sensed a deeper calling within yourself. Not as a matter of pride or superiority, but rather a profound inner knowing, as if your very presence here is tied to a specific purpose. Even if its specific details are forgotten, the active use of your power remains paramount. So, how do you navigate your path with this profound understanding? How do you carry a vibrant, powerful, energetic signature in a world that largely remains unaware of auric fields? Firstly, release any hesitation about your personal experiences and that deep inner wisdom you possess. Place your confidence in it. Those meaningful coincidences that occur, notice them closely. That persistent feeling of being distinct or unique, embrace and respect it. You're not mistaken. You're simply more attuned, more awake. Secondly, cultivate the ability to intentionally guide and manage your personal energy. This involves establishing clear, energetic boundaries, extending beyond merely physical space. It also entails discovering how to routinely purify your aura through practices such as thoughtful meditation, spending time immersed in nature, or any other method that genuinely speaks to your spirit. This involves being discerning about the individuals you spend your time with and the environments you choose. Thirdly, and this point is profoundly important, cease diminishing your inner radiance to accommodate the comfort of others. The world genuinely requires your complete essence, not a diluted version of what you truly are. Certainly, some individuals will experience discomfort. Indeed, some may distance themselves, yet others, those who are prepared, will find themselves awakened by your very presence. They will rediscover their authentic selves because you possess the courage to embody your own. If this message resonates deeply within you, if you perceive that quiet stirring of recognition, please feel encouraged to share your thoughts below and recount your journey. For among the most impactful actions we can take is to seek one another out, to uplift one another, and to affirm each other's pathways. You are by no means alone in this experience. There are more individuals like us than you might currently conceive. This leads us to a sacred responsibility. For truly, with significant influence comes a substantial duty. And I'm not referring to the kind typically portrayed in tales of superheroes. I'm speaking of something far more fundamental and deep-seated. When your energetic field is potent, your conscious thoughts carry an amplified significance. Your intentions now hold greater significance. Your emotions send out wider waves. Your responsibility no longer confines itself solely to your personal experience. Instead, you are an active contributor to the shaping of our collective reality. This explains why inner exploration becomes so vitally important for individuals such as yourself. It is not merely a choice, but a fundamental requirement. Every hidden aspect you integrate, every old hurt you mend, every limiting belief you transform, affects more than just your individual self. It subtly alters the energetic space surrounding you. This makes it easier for others to find their own healing, to grow, and to awaken their consciousness. Consider a recent time when you engaged in profound Those in your vicinity began experiencing their own moments of clarity and progress. Perhaps your companion unexpectedly desired to discuss emotions they had long kept hidden. Or a friend chose at last to depart from an unhealthy work environment. Even a relative might have begun to re-examine convictions they had cherished for many years. These occurrences are not mere chance. Instead, they represent the accelerating influence emanating from a potent presence dedicated to intentional self-evolution. Such is the ultimate understanding. Let us now explore the most profound realization of all, a truth that once genuinely grasped alters every perspective. Your aura is not merely an attribute you possess. It is, in essence, what you are. You're not primarily a physical form accompanied by an energy field, but rather, you are an energetic presence that temporarily houses a physical form. While the body is fleeting, your aura, your consciousness, your energy, the very core of your being, these are eternal. This explains why you may have often sensed a subtle disconnect, a feeling of not entirely belonging, as a part of you subconsciously recalls the experience of existing as unadulterated consciousness. You recall the boundless freedom that comes from being unconstrained by a physical shell. You hold the remembrance of a truth most people have overlooked, that we are limitless beings engaging in a finite human journey. Yet, here lies the elegant paradox. You deliberately chose this existence, wielding your complete power and awareness. You opted to condense your essence into this tangible form, arriving in this demanding era on this vibrant, dense planet. And why? Because it is precisely here that the most profound work unfolds. This is the very space where awareness unfolds. It is here that love deepens its understanding through moments of parting, where inner light learns to truly glow amidst shadows, and where inherent strength discovers how to express itself, even through what feels like constraint. You are not present here despite your radiant essence. You are precisely here because of it. So, where does this insight lead you now? Perhaps to a significant juncture in your journey. Along one path, you might continue to question your worth, dim your unique glow, and act as though you are no different from anyone else. This way feels safer, more comfortable, and less demanding. But upon that other path, you fully step into your authentic power. You cease to apologize for your profound spirit. You stop concealing what you intuitively know. You no longer pretend you don't perceive what you perceive, feel what you feel, or understand what you understand. You become the true self you were always meant to be in this life. And listen closely. I know this path can feel daunting. I understand it sometimes seems like too great a responsibility. But here lies a quiet truth. You never have to undertake it alone. There are many others just like you, discovering their inherent strength, recalling their true calling, and stepping fully into who they truly are. Together, we are establishing a new way of being, one awakened spirit at a time, a profound shift. This is what unfolds when you completely embrace your potent presence. Life ceases to feel like a constant struggle and begins to unfold like a gentle dance. Serendipitous moments no longer catch you by surprise. Instead, they become a comforting expectation. Your connections stop depleting your energy and instead become deeply nurturing because you effortlessly draw to you only those whose vibrations resonate with your own. Your professional path stops feeling empty and instead becomes perfectly aligned with your deepest purpose. But most significantly, you cease to feel as though you are irrational, flawed, or simply too much for the world. You come to understand that you are precisely the person you were always intended to be, that your heightened perception is a profound advantage, that your intense nature is a precious endowment, and that your uniqueness is not an error, but rather an essential characteristic. Our world calls for individuals capable of sustaining elevated vibrations, who can firmly establish illumination in dimly lit areas, who remain composed when all around is turbulent, who extend compassion when others yield to apprehension, and who discern reality when others embrace falsehoods. The planet truly benefits from your potent energy field functioning at its peak. This is the ultimate insight. And so, our shared exploration draws to a close. Yet, in truth, it merely marks a new start. For now, you possess this knowledge. You cannot simply forget what has been revealed. You must now determine how you will apply this newfound understanding. But let me impart this single, paramount realization before we finish. And indeed, it is the most significant point I will articulate today. Your inner radiance holds immense strength. This is not because you are inherently unique, but because you acknowledge the inherent uniqueness within all beings. The brilliance of your spirit radiates not to distinguish you from others, but to gently awaken them to the existence of their very own inner glow. Your strength is not intended to elevate you above others. Rather, it is purposed to establish you as a contributor to veracity, to compassion, and to the expansion of human awareness. Each individual you encounter holds dormant divinity within, a wise spirit temporarily lost, a celestial being who has forgotten their true essence, and your strong inner radiance serves as a wake-up call, sometimes subtle, sometimes more pronounced, prompting them towards remembrance. Therefore, the true inquiry isn't about the strength of your unique glow, but rather how you intend to employ this profound influence. Will you choose to wield it for isolation, fostering a sense of dominance, or to critically assess those still slumbering in their awareness? Or will your inclination be to dedicate it to assistance, to compassion, to guiding others towards their own inherent recollection? Will you conceal its brilliance due to apprehension, or will you allow it to radiate brightly with unwavering bravery? Will you question its presence throughout your existence, or will you place your trust in it, thereby embracing a life truly lived? This decision rests solely with you. It always has, and always will. And perhaps this very awareness stands as the ultimate testament to a magnificent aura. The deep knowing that at every single instant you possess the freedom to determine your identity and the manner in which you present yourself within this reality. You're not simply another face in the crowd. You never were, and you never will be. And this distinctiveness is precisely as it's meant to be, for our world yearns not for mere imitations. The world yearns for your authentic self, in all its potent, luminous, and transforming splendor. Therefore, let your inner brilliance emerge, not from a sense of compulsion, not because I instruct you, but because it defines your very essence, because it explains your presence here. For somewhere in the wider world, individuals are navigating their way through shadows, and your unique radiance could be precisely what assists them in discovering their path back to themselves, to their inherent strength, to the authenticity of their being. much like you are discovering your own way back to your core being in this moment. A heartfelt welcome home, magnificent spirit. Welcome home. Should these words have resonated profoundly within you, if you experience that sense of familiarity, that recall, kindly consider sharing this recording with someone who might benefit from hearing it. Please subscribe to this platform if you wish to delve further into these profound enigmas, and contribute a comment recounting your personal encounters with your potent inner glow. Your personal narrative might be precisely the insight another individual requires today. Keep in mind, you're not isolated, you're not mistaken in your perceptions, and you are certainly not excessive. You are perfectly complete, just as you are. Your power is complete, and your timing is ideal. Until our next encounter, maintain your inner glow. The world truly requires it, beyond your awareness. Soft glow, soft glow.